honest, thought-provoking discussion at a time. Because when women speak, the world listens.
All right, a very beautiful morning to you. Thank you so much for staying with us right here on your Women Radio WFM 91.7. Thank God it's Friday. Yes, it's Friday, and it is the 16th day in the month of January 2026. I hope your day is starting off well. I hope that your weekend is looking like a good one already. Yes, of course, this is her lens, so we get to discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues right here on Nigeria's first radio station for women and their families. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaisar. Yes, her lens for today, of course, I'll not be doing it alone. We'll have the ladies who have joined in already to discuss topical issues with me this morning. So, hi, Buki. Good morning. How are you today? Happy Friday.
Yes, thank God it's Friday. Good morning, good morning. And Susan too is on. Good morning. But I mean, our dear family, good morning. How are you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in this part of the world. But yes, thank God it's Friday. January is moving so fast.
Yeah,
Mm. It's it's
too.
um it's it we've crossed half of the month. Before you know what is happening, moving you to February. But I want to thank God in all things. We want to thank God for that. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, thank you too, Buki, for joining us this morning. Hi, Susan. How are you today? Happy Friday.
Good morning, Rose. Good morning, her Lent family. Yes, thank God it's Friday. It's been a good week, a little bit of Hamatan here and there, but then we're happy, we're making progress. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome, Susan. Hi, Binabo. Good morning to you. Thank God it's Friday. How's the weekend looking like for you?
Okay. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. The weekend is beautiful. It will be beautiful by force by fire. I always say this is a I'm joking. I said by force by fire, whether the weekend likes it or not. It has to be beautiful for everyone. Life is always the way you take it.
Hmm.
And myself, I've been around for a while, so I've come to realize that whatever it is that is bothering you, it is not your mood that will solve it. You have to get up and do something about it. So as far as I've made that my policy, as far as that is one of my, anchors that, okay, this is what I must do. I cannot just go and sleep and cry. I have to get up and do something. That is with the way I live my life. Life is not a bed of roses. So sometimes you need to just get up and go. So good morning, Rose, once again. Rose Gorley, good morning. Susan, good morning, Buki FA. Good morning to all our valued listeners. It's beautiful, and it's a beautiful day. Rose talked about, Susan talked about Hamatan. Hamatan for day here for nice. So,
Nice, for nice. Say we feel am. All right, so it's good to have each and every one of you joined in. So I want to appeal to all of you, please put on your video so that we are able to see you. This one that we're telling, so that it's not like I say, oh, go to YouTube and see us, and then it's only my face they will see you. Please, you all should put on your video so we're able to see all of you as we tell people to go on YouTube to watch. So it's not only my face they are seeing, but they're seeing all of us, all together. Thank you, Bina. But Susan, Buki, please help us to do the same. Okay, let's start up with this one that we're supposed to talk about yesterday, but I mean the issue of the lady that that died because of the scissors that was forgotten in her during surgery was what took over the conversation yesterday. So today we'll just quickly look at this insecurity issues that are going on. So now we have the governors budgeting about 525 billion naira for security, and then the killings are still going on, the kidnappings are still going on. A lot of insecurity issues are still going on. So what's the way forward with all of this kind of, money that is being budgeted for security? Now, across this report is coming from the Punch newspaper, and it says that states across Nigeria have earmarked a combined 525.23 billion naira. So the states in Nigeria have come together, and this is the amount that they have, collectively for, or this is the amount that they've put aside collectively for security votes and related operations between 2023 and 2025. Now, according to an analysis of figures extracted from their approved budget documents, now these budgets are contained in an open statement, a budget-backed website that serves as a repository of government budget data. Now, the massive vote intended to bolster security nationwide raises critical concerns about the efficacy of these measures, as citizens remain increasingly vulnerable to the tide of violence. Now, with all of these things that are going on, and these are the amounts that are earmarked, that have been budgeted for security in different states. But yet, we still see all of these things going on. We have states like Niger states that insecurity is really intense there. We have states like Benue, all of these states. Now, for these states, some of them have actually come out to tell the citizens, "Hey, go and protect yourself. Oh, there's nothing much we can do at this point. We need all the help we can get, blah, blah, blah," and all of that. So we've seen all of these kind of things. Now, the analysis still goes on to say that the analysis is based on the budget of 32 state governors, as Gombe, Kebbi, Niger, and Yobe did not clearly disclose their allocations for security votes. Now, I just want to hear our thoughts on this, because at the end of the day, this is billions of naira we're talking about. So billions, 500, not even 1 billion or 2 billion, 520 something billion, 25 billion, 0.23 that has been earmarked for security votes alone. The other day, I was telling my colleague that now we no longer count money in thousands or in millions. We're now looking at billions and trillions. If like see the millions, not the carry weight again. So now this kind of amount for security vote, and yet we're not seeing security going down, yet we're not seeing kidnapping stopping, yet we have protests up and down of insecurity happening in different parts of the country. What is actually going on? With this amount of money that has been budgeted for this, and then they'll collect this money. A lot of times you start hearing things like, "Oh, they are doing forest guards, they are doing this one, they are doing that one," which is not actually, helping in the long run. Because if it was, I'm sure that even Trump himself will not have any cause to want to be talking in the first place. So, Ibinabo, let's hear your thoughts on this, and then we'll come to Susan before we get to booking.
Okay, so thank you. Good morning once again. You see, when we talk about security, I'm not a security expert, but I have worked with some different groups overseeing different communities, and of course, these different groups are led by security experts. So I've gotten a lot of experience from them and all of that. And in the course of one's duty, one has been able to gather some information on how they run their things. Now, you see, let us take security from the simplest, from the bottom. I'm going to go at it like this because you see, the modus operandi of these criminals, their modus operandi continues evolve. How are we helping our security operatives to be ahead of these criminals? Because you see, in most cases, you have to wait for orders. Somebody must dish out an order for you to act. Except, for whatever reason, you are privileged to be in a place, I say privileged, because you're a security operative, and something is going on there, and you're able to tackle it, and then, some people are apprehended. Otherwise, wait for someone to give you order to do this, to do that. You must go with this weapon, you must do like this and like that. So how often do we even train and retrain ourselves? Then bringing it down to the very bottom that I'm actually talking about. See, when we don't take care of little things, then everything becomes like a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about Lagos State and Ogun State. Lagos State is a state that has very intentional leaders. But you see, there are some areas that you think they are little things, if you don't attend to such areas, every big thing you have done may look like, what have you done anyway? The same thing with Ogun State. What am I talking about? Have you been to the Orile Mile 2 up to, I think, Okoko area? That exists. The road has been reconstructed, expanded, and all of that. But the sad part is that I was there not too long ago, and I told myself that if there was traffic or for whatever reason I had to drive through this area in the night, I could be a victim of kidnap or whatever, of any form of attack. Have you seen the movement of these roads? Not only do we have, bushes, they are so overgrown that if you're on the other or one flank of the road, you can hardly see what is going on the other flank of the road. This is an aspect of security, because criminals can hide in these bushes, perpetrate their acts, and escape into the bushes. Who wants to go there and go and look for them?
Exactly.
So you see, little things that should be taken care of are being undermined or not being given attention. Come to Long Bridge. That is a particular axis of the Lagos-Badagry Expressway. As you are exiting Berger inwards Ibadan, you get to a place they call Kara. After Kara and all of Opik and all of those areas, you find yourself on the place they call Long Bridge. Have you looked at the bridge? Have you seen how much bushes that we have there? How deep and how scary they look even in the night? Yes, we have solar lights there, but I tell you, anything can happen. Somebody told me that his vehicle had a little issue. He didn't know what was even wrong. So the driver parked and they came out of the vehicle to look at it. He said he was almost chewing his heart because somebody actually came out of the bush and he was ready that, okay, this is a matter of life and death. I'm going to declare myself. Unfortunately, the person just came out to pick something from somewhere in the dark on the road there and went back to the bush. So you can imagine the kind of activities going on in these bushes. And you spend money to construct a very beautiful road, and then you don't have time to maintain it. I want the Lagos government to pay a visit to Orile Mile 2 Expressway. And even when you get to the area of Ojo Cantonment, it is very embarrassing. That area is dirty and there are too many shanties there that could harbor different levels of criminals. So you see, let us start from there. Of course, you're going to spend money to do that. So you're not spending money from any other sector. You're spending money from your security votes that you have put aside to take care of to secure your state. So let us start from there. And the same thing is in other states. Have we combed our forest? It is, if you go to the extremities, that is the outskirts of some states, they are all bushes. I saw a particular video some time ago. I don't know how authentic it is, but there was a drone flown over a place, and it captured some people living within that forest. Who are these? Are they criminals, or are they some homeless persons who are found abode in the forest? We need to do all of these things before we begin to carry the AK-47. Let us take care of these little things. Let us make sure that everywhere is well lit. Let us make sure that there are no bushes covering the roads. There are no bushes along the road medians. Let us do all of these things so that at least to a large extent, the citizens will be safe. And then we begin to look at the extremities, that is the border areas of the states. Please, Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ibinabo. You looked at it from, a different perspective entirely, and I feel glad because when you look at what's going on from different aspects or different states, all of the money they are collecting, where it goes. Susan, here to hear your thoughts on this. You're muted, Susan. We can't hear you.
Sorry. Okay, so for me, first and foremost, I want to say that the purpose is legitimate. Now, this amount, is intended to help state governments because everybody knows that the state of insecurity is high in Nigeria, But I have a big problem, and that is the transparency issue. These funds.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, WFM.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning, educationists. And who is the other person, please?
There's Susan and there's Buki.
Okay, the voice. Okay, Buki, Susan.
Yeah.
That voice. Well, okay. Sorry, I'm sure you are talking about insurgents.
Yeah, insecurity.
Am I correct?
Security votes for government. Yes, for governors.
Yes. Vote for governors. Security vote for governors.
Yes.
Now today they give them security votes. They just collect it and they do whatever they like with it now. What Ibinabo was saying, talking about drones and all of that. You see, these people know what to do. They know what to do. Are they not seeing how it is working in other countries? Just imagine 9/11 and imagine what America has done, that such things don't happen again. Is it not the same Nigeria that the governor wants to pardon bandits? This same country where people who have killed our soldiers, raped our wives, opened the wombs of pregnant women and done all sorts of things. A governor who is supposed to protect the interests of its citizens is now telling us that they want to release them. Even the 1,000 people that they say they want to swap with them, how are we sure that they are also not even bandits? This country, the governance in this country is all about, let me go there, grab my copy and go. And I keep on saying it, Nigeria is kukumo. Nobody should ever tell me that Nigeria is poor. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, Nigeria is not poor. We just have the resources going into the hands of our politicians. Imagine we are able to take our stand. We have a leader who will not look at faces, but he will decide to take the bull by the horn. We'll just be going around the vicious circle. God bless you.
Okay. All right, Susan, let's hear from you. Numbers for calling.
Thank you to the last caller. Nigeria is the more you look, the less you see. And thanks for all of the analysis that we've had. Like I said, my problem in all of this is transparency issue because these funds are not publicly audited and they are not detailed in budgets. So you don't even know which is going to where. You don't know, there's a lot of misuse, corruption, and a lack of value for money. That is one of our major concerns, as it were. You see, that is why you see some organizations suing the government over and over. But what do I think? I think that this money is very large. Is insecurity a concern? Yes. But this money is very large, especially in the context where people's lives are still not secure. Basic services are still lacking daily, daily, daily. You know, over the past few weeks, when I traveled to my hometown and I kept seeing the level of one chance and how people have been passing, people commuting daily. I was a bit worried. I was asking myself, is it not better I go back to Lagos? What am I actually doing here in Abuja? And it's so all over. So, you know, basic services are lacking. And with all the security votes, yet we have higher, not just higher level of insecurity. So what actually is the government doing? Someone said you need to understand the darkness before you put on the light. Have we understood, as it were? Ibn Abu has mentioned a whole lot. Have we understood the darkness, the different gaps that might breed insecurity in the various states before we start, pumping money? And my question is, it's not about how much is budgeted, it's whether this money is being used effectively, transparently, and for real security outcomes. What have we been using to measure year in, year out about the money we budget for security? Because if we budgeted a certain amount and the case is worse this year, then it should be a concern for the government. What are they doing to ensure that our security outcomes are better and improved? Security, one thing is important for me, but Nigeria has real threats, that need resources. Without accountability and clear results, this 525 billion, Rose had to reiterate that fact. Now we're no more talking of billions. So this is no more millions, it is billions. If we are not sure of what we're doing, these are easy targets for criticism. That's the truth. Because we are not seeing results. Instead, insecurity is skyrocketing. It's going, the common man whose job does not give them as much holidays as it gives everyone. The people who just have the regular holidays, they step out and they are unsure if they will get back home. It should be a serious concern for us. I mean, we want to see proof that the money is doing what it's supposed to do. Where does this money go? Publicly, we should see these audits detailed, not just lump sum, and it just goes that way. Thank you.
All right, thank you to Susan for your thoughts on this. This is your Women Radio WFM 91.7, and it is 9:30 on the program Her Lens, where we have ladies from different geopolitical zones come together, discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues. My name is Rose. I have Buki, Susan, and of course, Binabo with me this morning on the program. So do well to dial the number 07000 917 Also, do well to dial the number 09155 Please do well to also use our toll free number 0800 Send your WhatsApp and text messages to 0703175657 or 091 Those are the numbers to get in touch with us this morning on the program Highlands. Okay. Okay, yeah. Buki, let's hear your thoughts on this issue, and then for the callers, let us know, what you think about the security votes. Would this help, or are we just, saying, or rather, are we just looking at these figures, and at the end of the day, we don't see where it goes to, like Pastor Ambrose have just noted or pointed out. But Buki, let's hear your thoughts on this. Yes, just hear what you think about this security votes. That is billions of naira already.
Okay. So these are my own thoughts. The intention is good. I mean, let's face it. The intention is good. They are the chief security officer for their state, and we all know that there are some things that they will not come and tell you in the open that they did. You know, even we, I mean, in our different communities, you know, there are some things that you don't, you know, you have to do it because you want peace. You want your community to be at peace. But these things you just have to do. And to be honest, not everything comes to light. But the bulk of it actually should come to light. Oh, we use this to buy patrol van. We use this to pay salaries of XY, blah, 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 soldiers. We use this to support this. Oh, we use this to quench a riot, you know, at least major ones, but the ones that are very, very, shall I say, high profile, you know, confidential, you know. And please, when I talk about confidential, please do not think of me saying giving money to bandits or whatever it is. For me, it's a no, no, no. But you know, there are some things that, you know, we just have to go because you want the peace of the land. However, because the intention is good, the question is, have they used it well? I think that is the question. And I look, and like Ambrose has said, they don't make use of it. Maybe 100%. They don't, you know, because we seem to not understand why so much money is voted, and yet we don't we don't see it from our own point of view. When we look at the metrics, when we look at the evidence, we don't see it. It does not compare to the money that they have spent. We don't, in fact, I'm not even sure that anyone at any point in time had brought a report out, you know, that this is the way they have used it. And if I can remember, there was a time I was trying to really dig deep that do they have to make reports and things like that? I mean, I'm not clear, you know, but the issue was they don't have to. I mean, from the start, you know, because the people who started it, they expected them to use this with integrity, you know, and with purpose spending and with responsibility that it demands. So they don't even request, you know, for a report, right? The only thing is that, you know, because they know every time they have to get security votes. If at all we're going to make an advocate, the very first thing we should even be saying is that we want them to be declaring it. And if anything has to be confidential, it should be a percentage, maybe 10%, 20%. But the remaining, tell us how you used it so that we can go and verify. Then when we begin to see data, we can now begin to say, no, based on the things you are doing, you are wasting money. Because over the time, a lot of people that have been close to them, right, will say that this man, before he joined, he was very poor. He did not even have money to even, I mean, there was somebody who said it. I can't remember who the person is, so I can't put his name. If I remember now, I will have said it because he was in the public there. That before he got to that place, the money he used to go and bury his mother, he was the one who gave him, I think, 100,000 as at that time. But shortly after getting into the office, the man has built houses. He has built houses. So where did that money come from? So a lot of people have been pointing, you know, to that security vote because one is not accountable for. It's not that you will tender receipt for them to reimburse you. They just know that this money is coming for security. Yeah. So it is more of the intentionality and the transparency that we are talking about. If they use it well, I'm sure by now they will have quenched everything they need to quench. If they need to buy more, if they need to buy, if they need to support, you know, the security forces with personnel costs, with logistics, high logs, fuel, you know, and things like that, even if it's for welfare, you know, just to ensure that they do what they need to do, you know, and if they have to build barricades, if they have to go and quench whatever in the community, you know, all those things needs money, right? So for me, it's more of, can they begin to declare these things? Let us even work with data first. before we now begin to struggle to say no. Because by the time they bring data, everybody will see that if like Joko see, you understand. So that's it for me. I just want integrity and responsibility of these officers. Let them use that money and if they don't use it, let them say they don't use it.
Vicky, imagine they'll come and tell you that this money that you're sending you, we know they use up. Vicky,
Yeah, I've used it to build wives and to build houses and to carry wives and to do party and
oh my
people
goodness.
lost it. So let them begin to report. Let us hold them accountable. This money that we're talking about, so if they spent it, what did you spend it on? We should get to that point where it will be part of the policy, because right now you cannot hold them, because the people who sat there before felt the people who are going to hold this money are going to be responsible people. But do we have them right now? I doubt if we have a bunch of responsible people. Is to use the money and lagas it.
All right, thank you very much, Buki. This is your Women Radio WFM 91.7, 22 minutes to 10. Right here on Nigeria's first radio station for women and their families. And this is the program Halen. So we have ladies from different geopolitical zones come together, discuss, dissect on topical issues. And we just looked at the issue of the security votes, that has cumulatively amounted to 500 and 52 or 525 rather, 0.23 billion naira. I mean, the thing is, it's just still blowing my mind. Billion naira. Ha, okay. Well, at the end of the day, it's for security. But are we seeing this security going down? Even in states that, security in quotes is insecurity in quotes is not as bad as, some states in the north. They still want this money. Then but we're seeing that a lot of the bushes, like Ibn Abu has mentioned, are not cleared, to bring this down. A lot of the one chance, vehicles that go around are still going around. Today you wake up, you see one dead body here, you hear that also person has been killed in the night, blah blah blah. You hear all of these things, and then you begin to wonder, where the security votes that you're collecting, waiting you did can do. How are you better making the lives? Because at the end of the day, as a governor, as person where you be leader, your own is to protect lives and property. So how are you doing that with the security vote? Abi, are you doing the one that at the end of the day will come and see that you're enriching yourself with it? Can we, if only we can get things right in this country, I think, we'll go a long way. We'll definitely go a long way. All right, let's get to hear from you. 07000 or 09155 Send us WhatsApp messages to 0703 or 8155 Those are the numbers to get in touch with us this morning on the program Ha Lens.
Hello.
Hi,
This
good
is
morning.
Pastor Ambrose calling back.
All right. Please go ahead.
If I may ask, that 525 billion, is it for 1 year, for how many years?
It's for the budget year. That's yes, for 1 year. From different
Jesus
states.
Christ of Nazareth. Hey, 525 billion. I say, nobody should tell me that this country is poor. And you will see some people defending this government. 525 billion. For money that nobody will account for. I didn't hear. Excuse me. The citizens, they make me cough. Just for 1 year. How did we get here? Honestly, if you understand Nigeria, something is wrong with you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Pastor Ambrose, for calling. Well, all of them, cumulatively. So that means each state now is bringing millions of naira that will now come. And I mean, maybe it's even in billions. If you want to look at states, it's billion they're bringing for security votes. All right, go ahead. Let's hear you. Ibn Abu, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought I saw
Okay.
your hands raised up.
You see, when people ask, how did we get here? That question makes me laugh. We did not jump into this situation. We walked majestically into this situation that we are in. What am I saying? When we have a set of sycophants who are ready to jump on you when you are speaking truth to the government, when you have a set of people who earn way above 70,000 naira minimum wage, whose pockets are very full. So whatever the economy is saying does not really, yes, they sing, but it doesn't really affect what they do, doesn't affect their lifestyle and everything. Those ones will come out and then begin to attack you because you are reasoning, you are feeling the man who the bracket of minimum.
Hello, good morning.
Sorry, Binabo, let's pick this call. Good morning, Mrs. Oboli. How are you today? Happy Friday.
I'm fine. I wish you the same. Good morning, ladies. Oh, Madam Ibinabo, no vex. I won't jump in on this comment where you the comment. Just yesterday, when this news of security budget got into the dailies, somebody somewhere came out and was defending it that government should budget more for security vote. I was alarmed. As you are mentioning the amount, Rose, my heart just dey palpitate from where I dey. And you see government trolls coming out to defend this humongous amount, and you are asking yourself, is it because they are giving them urgent or daily 2K or 5K? You are asking yourself this question. As you mention the money, na so my heart dey beat. Na so headache dey worry me more and more. And I'm saying, if I'm not seeing dividends of what you're doing with this money, why budget it? The gross corruption that is fueled by security votes is so endemic that you can't even talk about it in a whole day. Government will not say anything about it. In fact, if governors are aware that we are discussing this issue this morning, they still swear for us, but they are swear they will catch us. Because that place is a section and a sector where gross corruption thrives. If you must politicize or trivialize anything in this country, should you toy with lives of people? When they are dead, those lives can never be regained. You say security vote, and we're not seeing anything. Now, that kind of money they're supposed to chop, that money na haram. If you know what that means, you shouldn't toy with people's lives, all in the name of security. And then they budget these monies, and nothing is done, and nobody is held to account or scapegoated for it. Yet, people will come, the trolls will come, and psychophants, like Ibn Abbas said, will come and defend this shenanigan. When will we start querying this kind of negativity? When exactly, I ask? If lives are lost daily unwantingly, farms are plundered, cities, countries, nations, even villages are plundered, boats and, lost to ashes, and you're asking yourself, what are you doing with this money? Instead, they are buying SUVs and living extra large on people's blood and sweat. That money na haram, and except you.
Is that every family has become a local government where you are providing your own security, you are providing your water, you are providing A, B, C, and D, everything. Is that how we want to live in this country? And nobody will allow you to even speak your truth. Nobody someday. I said, I don't know how many votes, how many fingers you had to vote for any government that is in power today. We all voted. And you have a family and you have children. If your children are not doing what is right, because you feel that if you don't speak to them, it will affect you in the future. You will continue to scold your children until they begin to behave correctly. And then you don't want us to speak to the government what the government is not doing right. Because you're just a psychopath. If someone calls me today and says that, oh, I'm like Binabo, this, I don't like it, I want to hear you and I want to look at it. If what you are saying is true, I will then be able to change or to make some amends here and there. Only a good friend would tell a friend when the friend has gone wrong.
Yeah.
It takes a hypocrite, a psychopath, to watch a friend go astray and yet keep applauding and keep cheering. So if our leaders are listening to this sycophants, I'm very sorry because some of us are not happy. You have to listen to the people. Stop listening to a crop of sycophants, crop of hawks who are looking for what to eat. Because sometimes when you have SAs and what PAs who are very sincere, who will tell you the truth, and you are the kind of leader who wants to do right by the people, and you listen and you endeavor to do right, nobody's going to come and see what is evident is evident. You can't change it. Nobody can say there's no insecurity. It is, I mean, it is everything. It is all over the place. We see it. It is no longer even peculiar with a particular section or sector of the country. Now it cuts across, it's everywhere. So what are we talking about? Nobody is here to castigate any leader, any governor, any minister or whatever. What we are saying is, before you went into those offices, you made promises. You made promises. And we are saying, make good your promise. Make good. Match action with your words so that we will see it. Some people come out and say, oh, see how much they are paying abroad. They tax them for every couple, for every naira, for every whatever. I said, fine. I don't did there before now. If I am paying so much as tax and I'm seeing what tax is given back to me, who am I to complain?
You know, do pass like that.
In anything, your ROI is assured, you can't complain. But when your return on investment is not there, it's like, am I pouring water into a basket? What's going on? So you will come out and complain. And when you complain, it is the responsibility of the leader to listen to you and begin to look at what you have talked about and make amends. It doesn't mean you are a bad person. It doesn't mean you are it just shows how much you care for the people you are leading. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Ibina. But this thing that you just mentioned now made me remember a post I saw on Facebook, and I think the guy stays in Australia, if I'm not mistaken, or one of those places, and he was saying that he pays taxes, but he pays close to whether 40 or 40% thereabouts, for taxes. And then he was saying that, if he loses his job, the government where he stays, in the country where, I think it's Australia, I can't remember, the government there pays him his monthly salary for like 3 months or so until he gets another job. They are able to pay for his children's maybe fees, or they are able to pay, no, they give the children some sort of amount of money till they get to 18 years. His housing, it has reduced to a particular, so you can see the evidence of what he's paying for. And then he now asks Nigerians, you people won't call with the new tax reform, are you seeing anything? Even before the new tax reform, can you people say you're seeing anything? So if we're giving you security vote, we're supposed to see the evidence of this. This is billions of naira we're talking about. And tomorrow the president will probably have to go and borrow money to come and see that all this money that you have requested for in your budget are actually given to you. And when it's given to you, what happens next? What comes up next? Anyway, this is where we'll wrap up the program for today and for this week. Thank you so much, ladies, for being a part of the program. We do appreciate you. And this is the first week you came back, so welcome back once again. And hopefully this year will be good for each and every one of us. Do all to have a great day and enjoy the weekend. Hopefully Nigerian matter going to get easier. We don't shall know, but any which way we day here, we're going to talk about them until the change where we define we see them. Thank you so much, ladies. Do all to have a great weekend. All right, so that's it for today. Do well to stay with us right here on your Women Radio WFM 91.7. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. Thank you to Ms. Sopoli and to Pastor Ambrose that called in, and to each and every one of you who tuned in to listen to the program Highlands. Well, at the end of the day, Nigeria will definitely be better in our own time. Yes, in this present time, Nigeria will be better. Good morning, and stay with us right here on Women Radio WFM 91.7.